Alright guys, got a little update here. Before I go and open this, I want to fill you guys in on a little information here. A while back in March, my 1000.4 Rockford amp, I had a couple channels go out of it, so I had it, I talked to a few people on Facebook and stuff, and they were all telling me, you know, go through this Apollo Rob guy, this amp mechanic. He's cheap and he's really good and this and that, and so I did a little bit of, you know, research, talked to a few people, and they're like, yeah, he does a good job and all this and that. So I went ahead and sent my 1004 to him, and he quoted me, he said, yeah, I told him what's wrong with it and stuff, you know, a couple channels out. He's like, oh, it'll probably be like, you know, $40, $50 to fix it. And I'm like, cool, you know, a lot better than Rockford prices to get it fixed. So I sent it off to him, and he told me it'd be like a week and a half turnaround till I got it back. Well, a week went by, didn't hear from him. I waited almost a little over a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. I contacted him, want to know, you know, what the deal was, if he looked at it. Well, he said that he got it, he opened it up, this and that. He figured out what was wrong with it, and had to get some parts for it. Well, he said that he'd get it fixed or whatever, so I waited and waited. Weeks went by. I messaged him again. I was like, you know, what's the update on the amp, you know? He didn't respond. Days went by, still. I kept messaging him, like, what's up, man, you know? What's up with the amp? He's still no response. About a week and a half went by, or a week went by, I think it was, maybe. Finally he responded. Said he's been busy, this and that, and I understood, you know, he's having some problems with, you know, that, I think the tornado went through, I think it was Oklahoma or whatever, wherever the hell it was. Oh, and I understood, you know, I'm like, alright, so I gave him more time. Well, month went by, 2 months went by. I'm starting to get impatient. I'm like, alright, he's posting, you know, stuff on his Facebook, you know, him partying at parties, got hats on at parties, you know, having a good old time, you know, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know, this guy's supposed to be, you know, having a hard time, you know, helping his family out and everything, but he's at these parties and everything while, you know. So I'm like, what's up, man? I mess him again. He's like, well, I'm not gonna be able to fix the amp. I can't get the part number off it or something. I can't get the part, this and that. And I'm like, oh really? You know, this is it was probably 3 months later, and I'm like, alright, I'm like, just send the amp back, you know, and I'll send it off to Rockford. Well, I waited a week or so. Finally messaged him. I'm like, hey, did you get that amp sent out? No response. So I'm like, you know, I'm really getting pissed now. I'm like, seriously. I'm like, I messaged him again. I'm like, hey man, I'm like, well, what's up? I'm like, you send my amp out or what? Still no response. And I started hearing rumors about like how he's been gypping people and shit. Well, I started, you know, I was pissed, so I started, you know, saying, you know, you trying to rip me off and shit. I started, you know, and he finally messaged me back. He said, I'll tell you what, he's like, you send me $40 and I'm sending your amp back. He's like, I'm done dealing with amps, I'm done fixing amps, this and that. And he's like, I'm like, at that point I was so pissed. I'm like, you know what, I'm not even gonna send him the $40 goddamn dollars, because I have a feeling he's gonna keep the $40 damn dollars and not send my amp back. So I'm like, he's not getting no more of my money. I already sent him already paid $40 to get the amp shipped to him. Figured he could ship the amp fucking back to me, but no, he wanted me to pay an extra $40 to get it shipped back. And here's where it really gets good. My buddy Marcus, he's got an MTX 9200.1 that he sent to him right after I sent mine. Quoted him, you know, $50, whatever, around the same ballpark as what he quoted me for. And same thing, no response to Marcus. He kept messaging, no response. And finally, you know, he was actually calm about it, you know, for months. And I'm not that, you know, I keep calm for a little bit, but yeah, I don't keep calm for long. Especially when people are trying to jip me and shit. So, Marcus just kept playing cool and stuff, you know. He's like, man, he's like, you gonna send my amp back and everything? Finally, he's like, yeah. I don't know how many months later, I have to talk to Marcus. He'll reply probably on the YouTube video, but, he finally, got his amp back. Charged him $200, right around $200 to fix it. Well, here's where it gets really good. There was nothing wrong with the amp. The problem was in Marcus's truck. His electrical was messed up, and it was making had a bad power wire where it wasn't getting enough voltage. It was just cutting out. The amp was cutting out, cutting off and stuff. Well, he thought there was something wrong with the amp. He didn't know. It was kind of his fault too. But Apollo went and charged him $200 plus the shipping and stuff there and back to fix an amp that wasn't even messed up. Yeah, ain't that some shit? But yeah, that's why I'm not even. I told Apollo, I said, listen here. I said, you keep the goddamn amp. I said, you're not getting no more of my money. He's like, I'll get the your name out there about how you are about fixing amps and your time, turnaround time. You know, week and a half. The faster you get it to me, the faster you get it back. He said, okay. Well, that was back in March, and April, maybe March. It's, you know, September. So yeah, this is for Apollo. So I went ahead and got me another 1000.4. And, you know, I basically just threw away $650 and went and bought me another one. Because, like I told him, that's how I roll around here in Iowa. So, there she is. These things are beast, and I had to get me another one. I'm running an Alpine PDX 100.4 right now, and it's just, it's a nice amp, but this thing is just, I mean, look at the, my other one did a little bit more power, but 1303, and the birth date on it is just a few months old. And I'm running out of time on my camera here, so I'm just, yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, I got me another 1004, and Apollo can, you know, suck a dick, I guess. And one more thing, guys. I mean, I can't really say Apollo fucked me over, but I mean, he did, but he didn't. I mean, he was honest and said he couldn't fix it, that I'd have to send it to Rockford, but the thing is, I mean, it went 3-4 months. I mean, with him just running around the bush, him not responding back, you know. I mean, I'm more pissed off that what he did to Marcus. I mean, seriously, how you gonna sit there and say you fixed an amp that nothing was even wrong with, and charge the dude $200, dude? I mean, seriously. I'm the type of dude, like I said before to all my people, I'm the type of dude that helps people out. I'm not there to fuck anyone over. I mean, people know. I mean, I've sold my shit, my old systems I had, I mean, for dirt cheap to nothing. I mean, I sold 2 5Ks, dude, for basically like, I mean, one for like 600 something bucks. And I can't even get this fucking thing open. And sorry for all the bad language, but I'm just really pissed off about the whole thing. I've been waiting to get this thing, and here she is. She is a beaut. These things are mean amps, guys, for the size they are. I mean, look at that thing. It's a little bit bigger. I mean, that thing's just, I mean, 1300 watts, and that little ass, I mean, 4-channel, I mean, 350 times 4, and the things are efficient as hell, dude. And they're clean, I mean, clean sounding. I had my other one, I never heard an amp so damn clean. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna get this baby in and be at the next show at the end of this month, so I can demo them beast. Alright, later, guys.